Let's talk about the power of routines and rituals. First of all, what is a routine? Routine is something that we regiment and work into our timeline that is repeatable, that is predictable, that is consistent and can happen over and over and over again. It's like going to the gym and working out the same muscle group so you develop strength in that particular area. A ritual is very similar. I'd say that sometimes there's a little bit more of an intention or a spiritual connotation to a ritual that is something that is repeated on a daily basis. So for example, maybe you wake up and you do some meditation or some breath work or prayer, gratitude practice. This is something I would categorize as more of a ritual. But even something simple as doing 30 minutes of movement can be a ritual that you put into your day that then becomes part of a bigger routine that you consistently complete. Now, what's the benefit of having routine and ritual in our lives? It makes me think back to when I was 25 years old. Now, I've always been more oriented towards discipline and routine in my life, even going all the way back to when I first started exercising and bodybuilding back when I was a teenager. But when I was 25, I really started to see the importance of having a baseline for myself. And when I had nothing else going on in my life, I was traveling on the road, had all kinds of crazy facial hair, living out of a backpack. There was something I started to do every single day. I would wake up, I would do an hour's worth of meditation, I would do 30 minutes minimum of movement, and then I would do a gratitude practice. And this is what every single day looked like for me for months. Every single day. Didn't matter if it was Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Friday. As long as it was a day that ended in Y, this is how I was starting my day. And the benefit of this was there was that one predictable element. At a time in my life when I had no other clear commitments, my vision was still developing, I didn't really know exactly where I was going, I had that one anchor point that grounded me. And previous to beginning this regiment, this routine on a daily basis, I felt lost. I felt like I didn't know where I was going or what I was up to. And even though this was something that was the same thing, more or less, every single day, meditation, movement, gratitude, it gave me a sense of building towards something, right? It was like sharpening my tools every day, pulling out my knives and my whetstone and sharpening my knife every single day, not knowing what I was going to need that knife for. But it empowered me to develop a really strong habit of consistency, of discipline. The days where I woke up and I didn't want to do my meditation, the times where I had resistance to doing my movement practice, the times where I didn't feel grateful and didn't really want to stand there and look up at the sun and find something to be grateful for. It helped me to overcome those hurdles and obstacles. For those of you out there who've ever had an experience of having routine and ritual in your day, you know that there is inherent value to practicing something with consistency over a long period of time. Regardless of what that actual outcome or result is, what it builds towards, it's less about the result and more about the muscle that you're developing, the muscle of discipline, the muscle of habit, consistency, overcoming resistance and adversity that happens from whatever it is you're doing on a regular basis. Again, it could be meditation, it could be a movement practice, it might be a daily prayer practice or ritual, and it could be something small. It doesn't have to be an hour's worth of meditation. Maybe it's just 5 minutes of sitting down with your eyes closed and focusing on your breath. Maybe your gratitude practice is a couple of minutes of out loud gratitude and prayer for things you're thankful for. Maybe your movement is something that is brand new for you, so you start out with 10 minutes of stretching. It doesn't matter exactly how much volume or what degree of intensity you choose for these routines and rituals you implement in your day. It's more about the consistency and the sacredness with which you hold that daily commitment. Because that daily commitment, even if it's just in the realm of self-care, spiritual practice, movement practice, you name it, is going to translate and transfer into your ability to commit and follow through at future things that matter to you. So maybe you're at a place in your life where you're still sorting out your vision, getting more clarity, and you just want to go to the gym and put in your reps, right? You don't know if you're getting ready for football or MMA or some other sport, but you're going to the gym and you're working out your baseline. You're getting your foundational reps in so that you have a baseline of strength, of competency from which anything can become possible. That's what having a daily routine and ritual is for. And you can always adjust and modify your routines and rituals. Mine have evolved tremendously over the years when you start to add in marriage and business and children, and all these other commitments that show up on my plate, my routines and rituals have evolved, and I've had to adapt them to what my lifestyle looks like. But the constant discipline and the way that I commit and follow through is the same as it was 10 years ago, when I was that 25-year-old with a Fu Manchu, stretching and meditating and praying every single morning. So if you're somebody who could benefit from bringing more routine, more ritual and discipline into your life, then consider starting small, but making it a daily commitment. First, start with 90 days, 90 consecutive days of the same routine, the same structure to begin your day. And then after 90, you can extend it. Let's go for 180 days. Let's go 6 months. Let's go a year. Whatever you decide that length of time is that matters to you, start to implement that. And every time you fall off or you get tempted to not honor that daily commitment, think about what that's preparing you for out in the future. Even start your practice with a "for the sake of" statement. I'm completing my morning rituals today for the sake of overcoming my resistance. It can be that simple. And share this with somebody else who also needs to bring a little more routine and ritual into their lives, because I tell you, if there's one thing that served me best at that time in my life when so much else was unclear, it was sharpening my tools, knowing that I was going to have to use them somewhere soon, somewhere close down the road. So share it up. Make sure you tune in next week for another Monday morning meditation here on the Rising Man podcast.